Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to create a countdown clock using vanilla JavaScript, HTML and CSS. In this video, we will cover the basics of creating a countdown timer, formatting the time and updating the display in real time, just like how we have for this one, where we can come out and select the date, say date in the future, and then we select the time for which we want to create the timer, and we click on start timer. And there we have it, the timer is going. So let's see how to achieve this. So already I have my folder and my basic HTML file, which already has some of the basic HTML. We'll be using HTML file, and we have that. We have the header and a title which reads countdown clock, and we also have a linked style sheet. So we also know we'll be using a script. So let's just link the script at once. And we have that script.js, and we defer it. Now let's go to the body of our HTML, and we have the body, and first we want to pass a header. So we have a header which reads countdown with an H1. Then we actually have a main which is defined, and within the main we have our countdown container and the countdown display, which would actually display the countdown, and an input to select the date for which we want to set the countdown. So basically we have our HTML ready, and we can do like a preview. Can preview here, and we have that. So this is our HTML that is basically ready. Now let's move on to the styling of our HTML. So we create a new file called styles.css. So we start by styling the body. So we have the header and the body looking the way we're supposed to look from the demo. Next, let's style our counter and place it at the center of the page. And we have that, so it looks exactly the same like what we have on the demo. So this is the style, and we have the header and the main section, and a counter is there with the start button, the input field, and the display. So next, let's add some interactivity to this. We do this by adding the script file. So we do script.js. So within our script file, the first thing we want to do is we want to get this element and the start button. So we do cons countdown. So let's call them countdown. Countdown display. Let's say display. So we don't want to use query.selector. That's not what we need. Since we have an ID, let's do get element by ID. So just so that we have countdown display according to our HTML. Next we have, so here is a cons. So next we have cons countdown button start. Now that we have those two, the next thing we want to do is we want to listen to whenever this button is clicked, so we can do certain actions. So we are going to add an event listener to that button. So we do countdown button dot event listener. In our event listener, we want to target the input element. So we do cons countdown input, get element by ID, that, and then we want to do get the value. So we do countdown or set selected. So here we want to get the selected date time, which should be set to this. So now we have the value of the selected date time. What we want to check for is that if our selected date time is invalid or is a none, we want to make sure that we give an alert to the user to tell them that they need to select the correct date. Else, if our selected date time is less than now or equal to 0, we want to tell them that they should select a future date for the timer or for the counter. Next, we want to update this display every second as the countdown goes. So we have we can do this using a set interval. So we have set interval. We do that, and we definitely want to do it for every second. Now within our set interval, we first want to get the remaining time based on the selected value. So we'll have remaining time will be equals to selected time or selected date time minus new date time or date, sorry, minus new date dot get time. So once we have this, what we want to do next is to make sure that the remaining time is not less than or equal to 0. So we want to check to make sure that the remaining time is not less than or equal to 0. If that is the case, we want to give an alert saying that time is up, and then we set the inner HTML back to 000. Let's set this to a value so that we can actually clear the interval here. And we do this, so we do clear the interval to clear it up. Now, if that is not the case, what we want to do is we want to get first the days, so this calculation gives us the days. Next, we want to get the hours, and we can pad it to so we do to string and pad to two places. So we can also do this one to string. But we are not padding that one. Next, we do the minutes and then the seconds. So we all have that. Now let's update our inner HTML with this. Once all of this is done, we can save and we refresh here, and we have this. So if I select, it's currently 3:21, so let me select 3:25 and let's start our countdown. So I see we have 2 minutes 59 seconds to the countdown. Let's refresh and then select a date in the future. Okay, now I've even just selected a couple of hours, so we can do this and we start our countdown. We see it's currently 3:22 and we are like 4 hours 59 minutes away. We refresh, we select, say on the 18th, and say at 3:22, and we do that. So we are 1 day 23 minutes away from that. So we have our countdown, and that's it. We've created a fully functional countdown clock that allows users to input the time to count down to. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tutorials and coding content. If you have any questions or need further clarification, please let me know in the comments below.